What is up, everyone, and welcome back once again. This is the South Bay Rebel channel, and today we're going to be looking at one of the best bunch of Hot Wheels that I have found to date at the local thrift store. Real quick though, before we dive into that, wanted to go over one that I did find new in store that you can find on shelves now. That is this Porsche. Thought the design on the paint apps was a little bit funky, but been pretty into Porsches lately and thought this would be one that would be fun to open and kind of get in hand to see how nice it is. Kind of compare this down the road to some of the other Porsches that I've picked up recently, including that prototype one. I did end up picking up a couple more of those prototypes, but yeah, this one looks pretty neat. Again, kind of a wacky 90s vibe to that paint apps. It's from the 90s line there, as you can see on the right side of the card, and it is 1 of 10 from that wave. Getting it open now, we're going to see how nice it is, but pretty standard. I do like the blue wheels, that's kind of a nice touch. The rest of the paint apps, a little bit wild for me, but all in all, still a pretty nice looking car, and they did a decent job on the paint overall. Alrighty, time to dive into what I picked up at the thrift store. So some of these are relatively new. This is a nice Datsun from 2017, like that orange on there. We also have this Bronco, which is pretty cool as well. Not a lot of feedback on this one, but nice to have a newer model Bronco in the collection too. A lot of these came with a sticker just right on the card back there. And then we got some older ones. So this one here is that Fatback from the, what is it? It's 2004 wave. So 21 years old. This one's old enough to drink. So I like that old card back style. Pretty cool. I will see if I can get those price tags off of the card backs a little later, and hopefully they won't be leaving too much residue behind. But this one's pretty neat. Then also have this Coronet Super B. So 1969 Dodge Coronet Super B from the 2008 line. Found this one as well. Nice 70 Chevelle. Pretty cool. I like those double headlights. That is my favorite year for the Chevelle, by the way. And as far as I can tell, that one's from 2015. Next up, we have this Ferrari FXX. Kind of Enzo-like. I liked the yellow here, also from 2008. That was a new model for that year, which is pretty cool. Nothing too crazy about this 55 Bel Air Gasser, but I really liked the paint apps on this. It almost looks like Spectra Flame. It's not a treasure hunt, but really nice paint apps and good color combos there. Blue Camaro Convertible, also new for 2008, so I thought that one was pretty cool. Some of the card backs on these are okay, some of them are not great at all, but they are still new in package, so I thought that was cool, especially for some of these older models that are, 20 plus years old. So pretty neat that I've managed to pick these up. They were all $2 a piece, so for some of these, I know you're probably thinking that I overpaid, and you're probably right, but it does kind of even out if you stay towards the end of the video. That was that green Porsche there. Again, I've been pretty into Porsches lately, and we have this white one as well with that wide body kit on it, which is pretty sweet. I thought this one was really interesting, and it's from, I think that said 2017 as well. So pretty cool there. I did notice some extra numbering on the undercarriage part there, so curious if anyone knows if that's standard or if something stands out to you guys. If you do know, drop a comment down there and let me in on it. Got another 2004 first edition with the Mad Props plane there, which is neat. And then another Ferrari. So this one's cool because it has the moving parts where the back end opens up, revealing the engine bay. And I like that they've noted that on the card back. This is a 2009 model, and decided to just go for it and see if I can remove that price tag. And lo and behold, I was able to take it off pretty successfully without doing any damage to the card back, so pretty happy there. Then on the other end of the spectrum from all the first editions we've been seeing is a final run. This is from 2003 for the Lamborghini Diablo, And I do like that they've noted that on the paint apps on the roof there, as well as on the card back, which is cool. Moving on back to 2008, of which there were many in this find. We have another new model of the Fastback Mustang here. Really nice design. I like the execution on this, and the paint apps are nice and simple, so this is a pretty cool one. Looks like it's ready for racing, and I do like the white on blue with the rally stripes. Got another nice one here. Really nice paint apps on this. Pink's not generally one that I would gravitate towards, but it is a nice hot rod color, and the camera doesn't do it justice. Trying to get some angles in there for you guys, but this one has a lot of sparkle and shine to it. So really nice paint apps on this little 63 Chevy 2. Like this one a lot, and happy to have added it to the collection. Another nice one in terms of the paint apps is this Nova here. I really like the red on white with that little bit of yellow. This one is from the Team Muscle lineup, also from back in 2008. And again, I am going to go back and try and remove more of these price tags from these card backs now that I've kind of decided I can do it without causing too much damage. This custom V8 Vega, another Chevy, is also looking pretty cool. Pretty simple, standard paint job. I do like when they have that realism to it. Sometimes they get a little funky, and that can be appreciated in its own right, but I also like the standard, true to real life paint schemes. This next one stood out. Definitely had to grab it. I actually grabbed two. Neither had particularly good card backs, but it was the card back that caught my attention because right there on the top left it says leap year. That means we only get one of these once every 4 years. This one is the 67 Chevelle SS with the 396. Like the paint apps, I also like that they put 29 on there for you to know that that is for February 29th and just that much more rare. Nothing special about this one, just another Mad Props plain, this time in blue. Pretty banged up card, but at least I have a second color variant now. Picked up this Batmobile as well. Couldn't remember if I had this in my collection already. I am a pretty good fan of Batman and that whole series, so I thought this was a neat one to grab. Not sure if I had it, but figured why not, rather not risk it, so I just picked up another one anyways. This 2001st edition 68 El Camino is pretty cool, and the card back is in surprisingly nice shape for being 25 years old. Look at those corners, nice and crisp. And again, I like the just solid white paint apps. This is number 8, I believe I saw there for that lineup as far as new models go. That's 8 of 36. Next here we have another Chevy, and if you haven't noticed yet, I do have a fondness for Chevys. This one's looking pretty good, especially like the matte black paint apps with the green flames. Just looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of something for Halloween time. Another 2000s first edition. This is number 6 of 36 from that year. And what I really liked about this Deuce Roadster is that it has no paint at all. It looks like it's just done in bare metal, which I thought was pretty cool. Don't see a lot like that. And it also has a metal undercarriage, so this is metal on metal, and it has a decent amount of weight to it. Card back has a little ding in it, but all in all, in pretty good shape. Moving on, we have Diora 2, and I remember the original Diora from way back when. This is the second coming of it. Another 2000 first edition. This one will be number 5 of 36 for that year, and another pretty decent card back. Surprised how well these were preserved, especially since they were just all heaped in a bin at the thrift shop and are about 25 years old. Now we're getting into some interesting stuff. So among this haul was a bunch of treasure hunts. This one's not of any particular interest to me and not really of any great value, but it's a treasure hunt nonetheless, and thought it was worth noting. This is the Drift King. Pretty neat to have found a treasure hunt there just in general, and I was especially lucky to have found as many as I did, as you'll see with the next few here. This one is from 2008. This is back when they did try and denote right there on the front of the card back in green as well as the back with the treasure chest logo. Moving on to the next treasure hunt, this one's a little bit older. This is number 6 from back in 2001, and it is the Hammered Coupe. Again, not really something that I would normally gravitate towards, but because it's a treasure hunt, I scooped it up. They definitely put a little bit more attention to detail into the paint apps on this one. You can tell it's of a little bit better quality, and they actually did paint onto this one that it is a treasure hunt. On the previous one, there was no paint job, there was no TH, and I will mention that this is also metal on metal, so it's got a little bit of extra weight to it. No rubber wheels, but a treasure hunt nonetheless, and so I grabbed it and added it to the collection. This one is a little bit of a deviation from the treasure hunts, but it's a red line. Thought it was worth mentioning as well. Really nice paint apps on this 70 Camaro. This car has a little bit of a special place in my heart because I did own one of these in real life, and wasn't quite the same color, but nice Camaro. Again, another Chevy, and it's got those iconic red lined wheels. So pretty cool. Car back on this one is not in great shape. You can see it's a little worn on the edges. No bad creases or bends. Corners are pretty intact, but still another good find to add to the collection, and probably one of my favorites from this bunch. Next up is another treasure hunt. This one from, I believe, 2002. It's the Panaz LMP Roadster, and we're getting into some better stuff here. Again, you got that iconic treasure hunt card back with the treasure chest on the front now on the right side there. Not a lot of detail on the undercarriage, but we do have rubber wheels, and you can start to see this is when they were really putting the extra effort into the paint jobs. I think this is more along the lines of what might be considered a super treasure hunt these days. So another cool find there. Next up, we have the Diora. This is the original design Diora, also a treasure hunt. No rubber wheels on this one, but it does come with red lined wheels, which I thought was interesting. It's cool to see the changes that the treasure hunts have kind of gone through as they've evolved through the years. I especially like the paint job on this one. Super cool, and of course it comes with a couple surfboards there. This one is from back in 2001, and I've got to say this is another one that really stands out to me in this haul. I'm definitely glad to have added it to the collection, and I just love how that blue shines. Again, the camera doesn't do it justice. It's such a nice paint job, and I'm really trying to pick it up as best as I can for you guys. Also with this one, metal base or undercarriage too, so adds that extra weight to it. Next up is another 68 El Camino. This one similar to the 2000s first edition in all white we saw earlier, but a lot more going on here. So this is another treasure hunt, this time from 2003. It's got a real nice two-tone paint job on it, high gloss finish, and I'm not sure if it's just faded over time, but sometimes that looks red, sometimes it looks pink, but either way, really spectacular paint apps. The TH, of course, logo is on the side there, and it's got rubber wheels and a metal base, so a lot of weight for this one. Once again, you can see on the front of the card back there, it mentions the 35-year anniversary. Turning the card back over, you've got that treasure chest again, and the words T-Hunt. One more treasure hunt for you all here, and this is the Cougar. This one is also pretty cool, also from 2003, number 4 for that year. We've got, again, the treasure hunt logo with the treasure chest on the front of the card back there, which is pretty cool, and it mentions the 35th anniversary. I also wanted to point out that for these two treasure hunts, the card backs are different. One of them says the dates, 68 to 2003 and 35, and the other one just says 35th anniversary. They also had one that says metal collection and another that says guaranteed for life in the top right corners. So interesting that they made those changes to the card backs across two different treasure hunts from the same year. But moving back to this one in particular, it's got a plastic base but does have rubber wheels, so nice to see those rubber wheels there. And again, it's got the T-Hunt on the back of the card back. I really like the paint job on this one. Simple, black, nice flames there, and the yellow tint to the window is pretty cool as well. All in all, I think this was a pretty good find for being at the thrift store. Didn't expect to come across this. Just a few highlights here to cap it off. We've got a ton of treasure hunts, that leap year car, the Redline Camaro. We also had a bunch of first editions that are about 20 years old, so pretty cool stuff. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss out on any future ones, and until the next time, I will catch you on the flip side.